But you are heterosexual, right?
Are you allowed to ask that?
No.
Double dip milkshake.
Sup, welcome back to the channel. In fact, welcome actually to the first true Mazytime work stories video. If you guys didn't see the previous Mazytime, don't worry about it. You don't have to. It's private, so you can't even if you want to. For those of you who don't know, which isn't many of you, I do work in food services. I think my restaurant is called Mazy King. Yes, Mazy King. I'm going to say this right now, about 90% of what I do is fine, okay? I like my job at Mazy King. However, there is something within that 10% that Willie talked about in this video today, and that is the milkshake bags. Quick disclaimer before I begin, this is not a rant. The previous video was. This is more like a he's such a loser, sort of gone wrong in a moment type of thing. It's something that we can all laugh about now. Anyways, but it really wasn't a big issue to me at the time when these things happened, but I just laugh about it now, so that's cool. With that being said, let's begin. First off, I think it's safe to say that whenever I even think of the milkshake bags at work, the music you hear in the background is what instantly goes to my head. I always feel so stupid with them considering that they're so hard to open. I couldn't find any images on Google of what these things look like, so I'm just going to describe them. The milkshake bags are these gigantic shopping bag-sized plastic bags with vanilla-flavored milk in them, and they're openable using a cap, sort of like the ones that are on top of a gallon of milk. So basically, they're like gallons of milk inside a bag. By the way, it's hard plastic, so for those of you who are thinking like shopping bags full of milk, no, that's not what I mean. That should pretty much sum up all of the problems that I had with these stupid mix bags from the get-go. They were hella heavy, and they were made of freaking hard plastic, and one of my coworkers even showed me the milkshake bags for the first time and showed me how to pour the mix into the containers that we store them in when we need to make the milkshakes. The first thing that I said after the demonstration was, I don't trust myself with these. He told me that the easiest way to pour the mix was to squeeze it out of the bag, with the opening pointing towards the container. It was extremely easy the first time I did it, but as we all know, things go smoother on the first try than it does on the second or third time. The second time I tried to pour the mix into the containers, it ended up spewing out the top as the hole was facing upwards. That meant that the mix was all over the counters, all over the bag, and all over the containers, which made it all sticky as it went back into the big refrigerator. The fact that the cap is so hard to take off doesn't really help either. The cap is half the reason that the milk shot out of the bag as it came out. The cap is one of those caps that you have to like pry off with your fingernails, and it's just terrible sometimes. I have to use a paper towel every time I open the shake mix bags because I can barely do it with the back of my thumb, and when I use the back of my thumb, the mix sprays out the top, and it's just a gigantic mess. I always try so hard not to tip the containers as I'm filling them up, because it's bad enough that this stuff can come out of the bag even without you wanting it to. And with how messy it is, and the cap is already extremely hard to take off in the first place. And sometimes it doesn't even all go into the container. Sometimes I end up spilling it. We actually use this stuff for the soft serve machine as well. So I sometimes need to take the cap off of the bag at an elevated height. And given everything I just said, you would think it's absolute torture, but it's actually easier than taking them off at ground level. And what I like about them better than I do about pouring them, that the individual containers is that there's only one place that it can go, and that is in the top of the machine. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, that's not exactly what happened, but here's what did. At my Mazy King, the register we use to take drive-through orders is right next to the soft serve ice cream machine. You can even see it from the lobby. I sort of got into a sticky situation with a mix bag when I took off the top of the soft service machine, and then the bag just squirted all over the registers. Like, if there were customers in the lobby, I bet they'd be laughing, sort of like the kind of, haha, what a loser, mixed with a little bit of, oh man, I feel sorry for that guy kind of laugh. Luckily, I managed to get most of it cleaned up before a rush a few minutes later. In fact, speaking of things not cooperating with me, the chocolate syrup bottle doesn't like me either, considering that all the syrup is in a bag, which I have to refill the bottle with the same way I do with the milkshake mix. But the bag is smaller, stickier, and harder to open, because it doesn't have a cap, and instead it uses a sticker to keep it shut. So that way, even if it was sealed shut the way it was when it was taken out of the box, there's still a 50-50 chance that it would leak out of the bag. Luckily though, the strawberry syrup is kept in a bottle and I just have to pour a substance from one bottle into another bottle. So, I mean, there's something. Here's a little story regarding the entire milkshake mix bags and the entire soft serve machine. One time, we had a customer coming in through the drive-thru. He ordered, I think a chocolate sundae pie and then an ice cream cone. I think he also ordered an apple pie too. So I gave him his apple pie and his Hershey's pie, and then I went to go make his ice cream cone, but then there were just a few drip drops coming out. So this guy ended up having to wait 4 minutes for an ice cream cone, and that was because I don't think I noticed that the mix was running low as soon as I took this guy's order. Anyways though, yeah, ice cream screwed me over that day, and it's all thanks to the stupid milkshake bags. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a little bit short, but stay safe, don't die, and I'll see you in the next one.